Good evening. I'm Pastor Sandra Clements with the Community of the Holy Spirit here this evening with Carla Williams and Norma Chestnut. We are going to talk about prayer. Now, I guess you said in your mind, we all know about prayer. Well, I found out that the scientists have tapped into something that we as Christians take very for granted, and that is prayer. And sometimes we don't value it, I think, by the way we don't attend prayer meetings. But prayer is communion with God. Prayer is talking to God. And when you talk, you need to stop and you need to listen. But the scientists are now proving that people who pray a lot, people who commune with God on a regular basis, have healthier emotions, they have healthier bodies, they have healthier minds, and they kind of indemnify themselves, according to the scientists, mind you, against Alzheimer's and dementia. That there's no diminished mental capacity with people who pray, and I mean commune with God on a very regular basis. What do you think about that, Carla?
I think that's absolutely true. And you mentioned the fact that sometimes, people don't seem to value prayer that much and so on. And I think sometimes people think that prayer has to be something that's very formal and has to have some kind of a formula involved, and don't realize that prayer, as you said, is just communing with God, and you can speak to God the way you would talk to anyone else. And it should be a natural process, and it's really not that difficult. So if people realize that they don't have to use some kind of formula, or they don't have to sound like someone else when they pray, I think that they would be more comfortable and more likely to pray more often.
You know, I agree with you on that. And some people have the concept that you have to pray, as Carla inferred and said, that we have to be more eloquent. Like there are some people who pray and they're very eloquent. If that's the way you are, that's the way you are. But if you're one of these people who, like the centurion said, forgive me, I'm just a sinner, then that's how you relate to God. And Norma, tell me your perception of prayer and peace.
Well, I feel that it probably is a way to help us live longer. To me, it's a great stress reliever because God listens when nobody else does. We turn to man and we want them to listen, to respond, and they don't. But we can always turn to God. He always hears our prayer, no matter how big, how small, or what our needs or wants are. He's always there and He's always listening.
Norman, that is so profound. That is so true. We can talk to God when we can't even talk to ourselves. When our challenges seem too great, we then have lost sight that our God is greater than our challenge or our problems. And prayer is one way we can have, as Norman said, a stress reliever. When you're having a down day, prayer is a way you get lifted up because you stop thinking about your problems and you begin to think on a heavenly level. And as Carla said, you just talk to God in a way that you would talk to anyone else because He listens when no one else listens. So, I'm Sandra Clements.
I'm Carla Williams.
I'm Norma Chestnut.
And we're with the Community of the Holy Spirit. And remember, pray.